Jim Cornette was the featured guest on TNA's monthly conference call July 11th. When asked about how would he consider being part of the creative process, Jim Cornette said there should be a label attached to his name to read, "Doesn't play well with others." He said he doesn't do committees, and he wasn't brought to TNA to be part of one. Cornette said TNA contacted him to be an on-air authority figure, to be the liaison between the fans and the wrestlers. He said he will consult with management if need be and identify who he thinks are money and can draw ratings, sell pay-per-views, and have good matches. Cornette said the lack of desire to be on the road on a full-time schedule led him to TNA. He said he was about to leave the wrestling business altogether after his experiences in OVW. God damn it, TNA, you dragged him back in. He was nearly gone. But TNA offered him a chance to be part of the company. He said he likes the talent on the roster and was drawn to TNA because, according to Cornette, they allow wrestlers to be themselves on TV and in the ring.
He doesn't like that when they're not, when they're being themselves and it makes him money.
When he can be mad about the idea of them being themselves instead of being some fancy imaginary version he'd like them to be. He's very good at that, isn't he? Money.
Yeah.
Grift.
Grift.
We don't have any update on pay-per-view numbers other than all indications are that they are remaining at a stable level, but well below the number for Final Resolution for Sting's debut or return. The company got good news that their first pay-per-view back in Australia in years did 5,000 buys, which is a strong number because they don't even have television there right now.
They should run a stadium.
During the weekly pay-per-view era, they would get one show per month in Australia, and the numbers started out well there but didn't hold up. The current product is entirely different from that product. TNA never actually run Australia until, obviously, 2023 in Wagga Wagga. But they did have a tour set in, I think it was 2010, but it was cancelled.
Would I have even known about that? Probably not. No, probably, yeah. I don't think I would have. I probably was paying attention to TNA at that time, but not, like, enough.
Yeah, it was right around the time that you were, like, peak childhood TNA watching.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be around that time that, like, I had my, like, 2 months away from wrestling where it looked like I was going to not watch anymore.
Yeah, we all have it. Mine was the middle of 2005.
And then TNA put the title on Jeff. And I was like, well, I'm back.
Love my Another Me. Conan's hip is shockingly nearly without pain. He was about to get a hip replacement surgery, which would have cost them more than $20,000 after seeing the San Diego Chargers doctor and the doctor in Mexico, who had a new method of trying to regrow tissue that saved the careers of 2 Olympic skiers and getting no... Dave's fucking sentences. He was talking this way last week to Super Astro, who was in tremendous... and he was thinking he had to retire and get a knee replacement when he took his daughter to Mil Mascaris as doctor. That means something in Mexico because, like him or not, and most don't, everyone knows Mil Mascaris has the best of everything. I like the idea that, like, we hate Mil, but fucking he has a lot of money and he gets the best of everything. So his doctor, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good rep to have.
Who specializes in biomechanics, and the doctor saw Astro limping. He fixed his knee. He was raving to Conan about it, and Conan went to see him this weekend. He went through all of Conan's ailments, which included the hip being bone on bone, an inflamed sciatic nerve, and knee problems stemming from the residual effect of walking all wrong to compensate from the hip pain. He realigned his hip, and Conan, who has been in terrible pain the past 18 months, people in TNA would tell me it hurt them just to see how much pain he's been in, left the office with almost no pain. The doctor told him he'd have to relearn how to walk properly because his overcompensation walk limp he used has been making things worse, all for a visit that cost $40.
So he went to a chiropractor and they went bang bang boom.
Yeah, I think he discovered the art of chiropractic, which is I think an art more than a science, but
yeah, that shit worked for me too, so I can't knock it.
Yeah, but like all art, it can be effective and it can't, depending who you see.
I think the problem with chiropractic, like, for the most part, is just a lot of people who aren't trained in it properly can get degrees in it.
And then you're just like, oh.
It's like if you get someone who's actually trained in it well, they're very good at what they do.
So Conan, the idea that he's still been wrestling through all this is crazy.
I mean, that's wrestlers, man.
I guess he hasn't been wrestling. Like, it's not like he's had matches that are real matches. He's had, like, tags and 6-mans in which he does nothing. But, like, just the idea that he's doing, like, the Rolling Thunder clothesline or anything when he can't really walk.